video to catch up. I know, being a little slow tonight, guys. So while I've got you here, I'm going to go ahead and show you these cards. So these are the Flowers for Every Season Fun Fold class cards. And I announced this class yesterday. With this class, you can get this class free when you make a $50 online purchase in my online store, and you will get this sent to you at no charge. It includes enough supplies for you to make 8 of these cards. So I will tell you that the embellishments, stamps, and ink are not included, so you will need those. But let me go over each one with you because each one features a fun little fold. So this one is first, and it says, "It's your day." The paper is kind of this little Christmassy paper, and it opens just like this. Okay, so that one's kind of fun there. All right, and then the next one I have is this one, and I did all of mine with the Happiest of Birthdays stamp set, but you can use any stamp set that you want. You're going to get the base part of the card and the cardstock, and then I'm going to give you some extra cardstock for you to stamp and die cut and punch with. So this part of it is not included in the kit. I did put all of the items on my blog if you want to see exactly what's in the kit and what you would need to get. So this one opens up like so. So it's kind of a fun triangle fold. And then here is another one. And again, everything except for this little piece here is included. You've got the little enamel dots and the twine. Those are not included. You would need to add those onto your order to complete it like this. And then it opens just like so. And then this one right here has another fun fold to it. Okay. And like I said, all of these I use the Happiest of Birthdays, and I use the Stitch So Sweetly dies on these. And then the Flowers for Every Season ribbon and the in color enamel dots is what I added to that also. So in the kit you have enough supplies to make 8 of these cards. Now if you don't plan on making an online purchase, you can purchase just the kit, and the kit will be $30. That includes your supplies for 8 cards as well as priority mail shipping. Last month with my card kit in the mail, I had a couple of card kits go missing in the mail, and so just to be safe and so that we have good tracking on that, I am using priority mail for those. Okay, so if you saw my blog post today, you'll know that I showed these 2 cards, and these featured the stitched triangles dies. So you can see those right there. And this is a huge, huge set of dies. So I'm going to scoot this over just a bit so you can see. Let me get that out of the way. So you can see just how many dies there are with this, and lots of different types of triangles too. So this one's a fun one. And the challenge that we had on our TGIF Challenges blog today was to use paper scraps. So what I did is I took this die set and I just cut a ton. You can see there are a ton of these. I used my Bold Bright scraps and just came up with a bunch of these triangles. So it was really fun, and then as I was kind of playing around with the different patterns on these, I came up with the heart and also the star. And so tonight I'm going to show you one more card kind of in this series that looks a lot like this. Now I also use the, okay, so there's like one that's called Well Said and Word Wishes. That's what these are from. So we'll be using this one again tonight too. All right, so the card that we're going to make, and I'm going to reference another blog post from the week, is going to be a slimline card. And I showed a slimline card on Monday, on the Monday Montage blog hop. This one measures 7 by 7, and then when it's scored in half, it's 3.5 by 7. Okay, so I'm hoping you can see that pretty well. Okay, and it's just a fun size. Tonight we're going to do one that is 3.5 by 8.5. And so you cut your paper to 8.5 by 7, score it at the 3.5 inch mark. And that's the size of the base of the card that we're going to make tonight. All right. So I told you first that I had done all of these triangles. So I'm going to turn this over. And what I did is I actually used a pencil to mark a 1/2 inch border around this. And I'm going to start creating my pattern. Now, I had done this before to get my pattern going, so I kind of know what I'm doing, because otherwise, if I was winging it, it wouldn't be great. So I'm going to start, and I am using the Tombow liquid glue. I'm just going to add. What I like about this is, especially when you're doing a pattern like this, you may want some wiggle room with your dies. So this is a great way to be able to have that. Now what I'm hoping is that I'm going to cover all of those outside lines, but some of the corners I'll still have to remove that. Okay. So let's get some on here. And again, these are all of the Bold Brights. I think I did add a couple of other colors, but Bold Brights mainly is what I'm using here. And that's what makes it really easy, is you can really coordinate your colors well. I'm going to go ahead and do that. And has anybody else been doing any crafting lately? I know I haven't gotten to stamp a whole lot this month, so this was kind of a fun little project. And if you end up getting this triangle set, I will just tell you there is a cute Christmas triangle set that's available that coordinates with this as well. So you actually get, you know, a little variety with that. So again, I'm just layering those together. Okay. And we're going to keep going here. Again, all of these. One of the things I will tell you, I found when I was die cutting these, if I wanted them to pop out of the die easier, I was using wax paper in between the die and the paper, and it popped out a little better. It's probably hard to see here, but like this one had just kind of a little rough spot on it. If I showed you the close-ups on these, you would see what I was talking about. All right, and if you have any questions, just leave those in the comments and I'll be able to check those later. Get those going. If you're on here and you have gotten your holiday catalog, let me know what you think of it so far. So yeah, I'm going to be a little off of my border. Oh well, I tried, guys. Like I said, you're getting kind of a thought that was in my head here. Now the next little layer I'm going to do is on each one of these. So again, I'm gonna, and these little stitch lines do make it kind of easy to line them up. I think my colors might be a little funny on screen, but we're gonna hope for the best there. All right, this one. And again, when I cut all of those triangles, I was like, wow, there's just so many different ways you could use these. So there's really no end. This was just a fun pattern that I came up with, and I was like, well, I will show that one on my live video and show you exactly how I did those greetings, and got some fun little tips for that for you too. So we're going to use this gorgeous grape here. It's really pretty. So this is the most time-consuming part of this, just getting all of these layered in place. Let's get glue on that. And if you're wondering why I'm looking at both sides of it before I put it down, sometimes the stitching looks better on one side. There is a right side and a wrong side. It's a little hard to see at a distance, but that is it. So we're gonna do a smaller triangle, and I just kept layering these up just with a little pop of color here. So triangles are probably something you either saw this in the catalog and thought, man, I have got to have that, or you were like, yeah. But yeah, it was one of the first ones I thought I needed to have. There we go. Just a couple of more little triangles and we'll be done with this part. More here. And one last one here. Okay. Pretty cool, huh? Looks kind of like a little quilt. And then I'm just going to take my little pink eraser and erase my little lines on the corner. This is a great time to stock up on these. All the school supplies are out in the stores. And I always get a pack of these erasers because if I do something where I'm marking on my card, these work really great. And normally I don't get any smudge marks or anything with them. They will also work a little bit like if you get a little black smudge on your card, you can sometimes get them up with this. All right. So we got all of our pencil lines off. We've got everything down. Now we just need a greeting. Okay, so I wanted to use the friend from this die set. And again, I think it's Word Wishes, Well Wishes maybe. So I used this. And to make it easy, I used the Adhesive Sheets. And these are available now. They're on the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine page. So, but these are awesome. What you do is you can cut this into little strips or into smaller sections. So you can see here, this is a piece of that, and they actually are perforated at the 2-inch mark. So you can cut this however large you want. And what you'll want to do is adhere some cardstock to one side of it. So here I put a piece of black cardstock on that. And then I would run this through the Big Shot. And what will happen is this little backing here will cut also, and that will be sticky. So I won't even have to worry about putting glue on that or anything. So let me just show you. I did a bunch of them all at once, and I kept my top sheet and I just put it on there so that I'll have that for future use. Okay, so we're going to use the friend. And the other thing that I did on those cards that I showed you from today, you'll see how they've got this white border around there, and there isn't a die for that, so you have to do that yourself. So I've got a piece of white cardstock here, and I am putting my die face up, and what I'm going to do is just trace that with my pencil. Okay, and if you're really good at cutting like right inside a line, you could do this the other direction where you're putting it face down, but by doing it backwards, when I go to cut it out, my pencil mark or my pen mark won't show. So that's why I do the back side of that. So I'm just going to finish tracing that out. It's not going to matter. Now you could also at this point, if you have a scan and cut, you could just run it through that. And I generally have to do that with black ink if I want that to work really well. But you know, I think if you did your pencil mark dark enough, it would probably work also. All right, so we're going to cut this out. And I'm using my paper snips. These are one of your must-haves for your craft room if you don't have these. And as you can tell, mine are very well loved. I think I have probably about 10 different pairs of these. And I often find that my roommates, aka my husband and my daughter, like to take those from me because they do work for so many different great reasons. All right, so we're gonna get the rest of this. We got lots of little humps here to cut out. All right, almost there. Is anyone going to be ordering that new Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine? My Big Shot's kind of on its, kind of on its last leg. I think it's still got some life in it, but I'm ready for a new machine. I think it'll be exciting to try something new. And really, the most exciting thing I thought about when we first got our Big Shot machine was just how much I would be able to use up all my paper scraps. So that was great. So you can see now I've got that outline cut. I'm just going to go ahead and pick this one up off of here. I got to be careful. It's a little fragile. Looks like we've still got some backing on there, so again, it is perforated, so it comes off pretty easily. And it leaves that sticky on all of that, so it's super nice. I think I lost my dot, guys. Uh-oh. I may have to make a friend dot. Or maybe it's on my finger. I feel something there. Nope, not the dot. All right. Well, it wasn't there. Let's see. Looking for black on black. We're kind of needle in a haystack here. I'll just have to. I found it. Oh, I did find it. Let's see if I can get him on there. All right. That's when you need your little take your pick tool. There we go. Perfect. Okay. So I know I'm going to put this on here somewhere, but I didn't want it just to say friend. I wanted it to say something else. So my other really favorite stamp set is, or my favorite die set right now, is this great letter set, and I've already showed you some with that, but the Playful alphabet dies. Absolutely love these. So I cut out some letters to spell hello. Let me get that there. And I also, I've got those here, I also cut out some of the dimensional sheets on with that. So these are just like the dimensionals you already know. And so it's got the backing on both sides. So we just have to figure out where we're going to put this. And get that one out. But it's a great way to make some dimensional letters. Now you can put the cardstock on there first too. I've done it that way. I've done it both ways. I just find that as you run that through the machine, the little holes there will kind of show up more if you do the cardstock and the dimensional at the same time. All right, so now we just have to decide where to put our hello friend. And I'm thinking I want it just right in the middle. I think that's, yeah, I don't know. Anyone got any suggestions here? Maybe we do just leave it over this way. Okay, well, we're gonna start and just go. So I'm gonna peel off the backing. I think I'm gonna just kind of go right here in the middle. If it's wrong, it's wrong. It'll be okay. And probably I would, you know, this might be one of those times where I would use the little ruler and try to line it up perfectly, but if it's not perfect, it's not going to be the end of the world. G-E-L. Let's make sure I can still spell tonight. And there's another one, and then we have our O. The O is actually one of the trickier ones to do because it's kind of a weird O. All right, so I just peeled the backing off of that, and then I'm going to put our letter on there. And like I said, if you want to skip that step, you can certainly just put the backing on that card or on the foam dimensional sheet if you want to do that. And one more here. Take my H's here. And we'll have to decide where to put this guy. How about like right there, you think? And I will post this card later so that you can actually see it with the without the mirror image on it. There we go. And there is our card. Okay. What I'll probably do, just to make this look a little more even, is I'm probably going to just trim off this edge. I'm not really sure how I got so perfect top and bottom, but my edge over here is a little bit off. But I really like that because it gives you that dimensional hello, and you've got all those great colors. It's just really a fun card. And if I put it in with these other two, I think you'll see they're just a fun way to work with patterns on those. So I'll do that. Okay. So again, if you've got any questions about anything, just leave it for me in the comments. I'll be happy to answer those. And I'll try to be back with you next week. I know I'm going to be gone a few Fridays in August, but I will try to get some things together for you soon. So if there's something that you would like for me to demonstrate, please let me know. I want to thank you so much for watching, and have a wonderful rest of your weekend.